Well, hello, peeps. This is the Hillbilly Halfwit Gazzy here again, and please subscribe and share these videos because this is the way we get back at these people that are trying to step on our heads. So please look back through my last videos the last few weeks and share this stuff out there so people can learn the corruption in Wales. Well, what we're talking about today is I have to be honest with this one. I nicked this off Facebook off somebody else, but I thought I had to put it on there because they are winning the media war at the moment, and it's a bit worrying for farming because I think Welsh farming, NFU, National Farm in Wales. I was actually looking on some sites last night, and Wales, everybody on here hasn't, but all our farming unions have given up. They do not intend protesting anymore. It was all, basically, when they had that protest at the Senedd, that's as far as they're going. Nobody's going any further. That's as far as they're letting it all happen. Welsh hill farming is going to be screwed. I can tell you that for a fact. They wanted the scene to be doing something, and they are not bothered. Now, until people wake up and see that this is happening now, nobody is interested in Wales in the protests anymore. They've given up for 2 weeks now when they were winning. So it's like controlled opposition, in my opinion. Anyway, what we're talking about here is right wing in farming. Now, this is a Senedd here, full of all them people filling their pockets. And he's the leader. He's an extremist, in my opinion. I'm only talking about Wales here, mind. Nowhere else. This is what they're after. Moderate increase in crop yields and more efficient use of nitrogen. Moderate 5% increase in stocking rates for grazing animals. Sounds okay. 0.6% a year increase in dairy productivity between 2020 and 2050. 10% of horticultural production moved indoors by 2050. 50% less meat and dairy by 2050. 50% reduction. That sounds really nice until you go to the 50% less meat, doesn't it? Because under that, they want to remove us farmers, and we all know it. So anyway, here we are. This is what we're on about today. This was on BBC. Farmers fear support of those with hidden agendas. So they're calling basically anybody who doesn't agree with this new scheme and a right-wing person. And if anybody else follows you and agrees with you, that is right-wing, that makes you right-wing. So even though I agree with Tony Benn, I'd be right-wing. Apparently, I don't know. But I'm not. Even though Clement Attlee would have voted Brexit, he's right-wing apparently. But I don't know. Anyway, let's read through this. This is how they twist the news, the mainstream media. Welsh farmers are concerned their recent protests have been used to further hidden agendas. In recent weeks, farmers have held several demonstrations throughout the country against Welsh farming agricultural policies, including the proposed sustainable farming scheme, regulations to control TB and cattle, and rules on nitrate pollution. The Welsh government said it was listening to the sector's concerns. No, it isn't. It's done nothing of the sort. It doesn't listen to any of our concerns. It's just ignored us. The consultation period on the SFF ended on the 7th of March. And basically, that's when all the farmers' unions decided they're not doing anything else and left us in the lurch, if people need to see that. The Farmers Union of Wales said farmers' fears should not be used to push views which have nothing whatsoever to do with a successful future for agriculture in Wales. NFU Cymru said Welsh farms deserves to have their voices heard with clarity without being conflated with other social discussion points, which, whether accidentally or otherwise. Newyddion S4C has spoken to several farmers who have voiced fears that people outside the rural community may be using protests to achieve other goals. Oh, so people outside the farming community are sticking up for us, putting it into the media because the media are actually having a bit of an embargo on it to not use it on the media. So these influencers, whoever they are actually sticking up for Welsh farming for a change, and they're all bad for doing that apparently. And the public is with us. Some have said individuals and groups opposed to devolution and climate change targets had attended protests and had been active online farming forums. So apparently you're not allowed to attend a farming protest against a scheme that's trying to remove hill farmers from Wales unless you believe in everything that the Welsh Government is doing. If you don't believe in everything the Welsh Government is doing, you're a climate change, opposing climate change and opposing devolution. So that is paranoia, in my opinion. Iona Humphreys, 31, from Carno Powys, addressed thousands in a rally outside of Serthyr on 28th of February. He later publicly criticised controversial political commentator Katie Hopkins after she released a social media video stating support for the farmers. I don't watch her stuff. I know exactly who she is. She used to be in the armed forces in the UK. And then she's talked to a lot of people I don't watch. But if she's supporting our cause and getting into the media, I'm happy for her on the side. Mr. Humphreys said farmers want all the support they can get, but felt her underlying intentions weren't with those of Welsh farmers. Well, he's wrong there, because she has definitely got into the media. The media were ignoring this until farmers started protesting and started getting it on the media. They've been ignoring the French protests. He said, so what? I don't care what he says. He said she made no mention of farmers' protests before the rally in Cardiff Bay last week. Yes, because nothing had happened. Where have all the farmers' unions been till a month before all this was happening? They've been hiding. Farmers' Union of Wales and the Farmers' Union normally throughout England have basically been silent until 2 weeks up to this vote. And then they decided to wake up as if they were doing something when they knew it was too late. And now they've gone silent again and they're not interested. I realised that yesterday. They've just turned over and had their bellies tickled now. Welsh farming in the hills has had it. They've just give up. I just feel after she said previously the Welsh language was dead and it was a waste of money teaching Welsh, do you really care about Welsh farmers, or is it just an opportunity for people to give you some likes? He added, we need to make sure we stick to agriculture and push that forward. We don't need other hidden agendas. Well, the hidden agendas for this guy is to remove us from the hills. He wants to remove sheep farming. This guy is an extremist. People need to wake up to this. Propaganda is being pushed at us now to make us feel bad for sticking up for our own farming community. This guy is a wrong un. We all know it. But I'm afraid, looking at protests all around the world and looking at it in the UK now, I realise we've had it. Civil service have taken over the country. Alan Eder is a farmer from Rudamain near Dolgelly in Gwynedd and also presents S4C Rural Affairs Programme. He is supportive of the recent protests, which have remained peaceful and respectful, but got nothing whatsoever done. They've ignored it. The Welsh Government have ignored everything that's happened. We have arrived at a place of unity and solidarity, said Mr. Eder. Yes, with nothing. They're still going to do exactly as they were going to do before. We need to keep up the pressure and discuss reasonably and act proportionately. We need to emphasise why we are asking for changes to these policies. A responsible government will listen because no government role is to make life of the citizens more difficult. It is not listening. The Welsh Government and the Senedd, the Welsh Labour Government, are not listening and they are just railroading this through. Wake up. We'll lose support, but he is also apprehensive about the involvement of some prominent figures, including Katie Hopkins. Well, they're mentioning Katie Hopkins a lot here, but the Top Gear presenter, lots of other people are sticking by us here. Lots of the public are for us. This is propaganda to try and make the farmers feel bad about their own views. If we look at one example of someone who is considered an influencer, Katie Hopkins, see, one example. She came in on the side of farmers, and I was alarmed. She's well known for holding views which are racist, extremist, right-wing views. She has been kicked off Twitter in the end. I don't think it's a good. BBC Wales contacted Katie Hopkins, but she did not address the farmers' concerns. On her social media platform, she stated she was from farming, that her daughter is a farmer and had a long history of supporting farmers at personal risk in South Africa. In a statement, the Farmers Union of Wales said, "We as a union believe the battle to ensure efficient arrangements for the agricultural sector following our departure from the European Union is a battle for the future of agriculture in Wales and for rural communities." No, this is a battle for everybody. Everybody in Wales is going to be losing money here. It's not just agriculture. People were starting to come together 2 weeks ago. And then it was cut off because everybody gave up. There's only a few of us people on here now still doing this because everybody else has given up. They've turned over on their backs to have their bellies tickled. I knew it would happen. NFU Cymru have done the same. And if I actually thought one of the videos, NFU, National Farmers Union of Wales, has done well when I was answering them questions from the Climate Change Committee. But the reality is they've gone really quiet. Everybody isn't doing anything. They've given up 2 weeks ago. This is a critical time for the Welsh agriculture, and these important issues are receiving the profile and public attention they warrant. Welsh farmers deserve to have their voices heard with clarity without being conflated with other societal discussion points, whether accidentally or otherwise. Well, to me, I don't watch Katie Hopkins. I've seen her. I haven't watched any of her vids. It doesn't interest me, but if she's sticking up for people, she's got a following of millions probably, I don't know. This bloke here is hell-bent on destroying hill stock farming, and we all know it. He's going and he's trying to get this through before he's gone. And then the other guy coming after will have a clean break of it. That's what they're hoping. Welsh farmers have gone soft. She stick up for us. I don't even follow her stuff, but she has stuck up for us. Lots of social media people have stuck up for us. Lots of public have stuck up for us. We are winning the battle. But everybody's decided to give up. They got it in their head just up until 2 weeks ago, and that's enough. It ain't enough. This climate change lot is going to come roaring at us like a 10-ton truck trying to run you over. In the next few years, nobody's going to have anything in their pockets and they won't be able to go anywhere. We all know it, but we're ignoring it. This guy is establishment. These clowns are establishment. People need to wake up. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, because this is not looking good for Welsh farming. I think everybody's given up.